Hey guys, it's RoRo, and it is time again for the RoRo report. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you may not have ever heard. And I know a lot of my friends have heard it, and they're probably rolling their eyes like, oh, here she goes again. But I want to tell you about RoRo's rules for life. Okay? Now, I have 5 rules, okay? And I came up with these rules when I homeschooled my son. Yes, I homeschooled that booger through middle school. You know that's when they act crazy. Well, you know I'm right. Middle school, they start acting different, okay? Well, I homeschooled him from 6th grade until 9th grade. Now, there were 5 things that I needed for him to know. Now, I know they have those, everything you ever learned, you learned in kindergarten, or everything you ever needed to know, you learned in kindergarten. Well, they're kind of like those rules, but they belong to me. They're the RO rules. And I use them to guide my life. And of course, they're all under the umbrella of me loving my God, okay? Me loving my Jesus. So I just have to say that. But yours might be something different. I don't know. But that's mine. But these 5 rules, I'm going to tell you, they're like this. My first rule is 1. Pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to who you keep friendships with. Pay attention to the man across the street. Pay attention to what's on the ground. Pay attention to what's in the sky. Pay attention to what you put in your head. Pay attention to what you read. And pay attention to what you listen to. Just always pay attention, because you know you got to pay something. You may as well pay attention. 2, follow directions. If you have directions, follow them. Follow directions. And I'm going to give you an example. And I always have to use my son. I know he can't stand it. But we did an experiment when I was homeschooling him. And I used to get him to cook dinner. That was part of learning. You know, science, social studies, math. That's what cooking is, okay? So I had him to bake a cake. And he did not follow the directions. And he came to me and he said, Mom, something is wrong with this cake. I don't know what I did. And he had left out an ingredient. I think it was an egg. And it was still in the little cup that he had cracked the egg in and put aside. So he forgot it. And he says, Mom, I want to do it again because I didn't follow the directions correctly. And I said, well, since you didn't follow directions correctly, look at this. This is an opportunity to tell you that this is how your life is. If you don't follow directions, you're not going to get the end result that you want. And so that was a lesson that my son learned. So follow directions. So 1, pay attention. 2, follow directions. Okay? 3, read. Read. Now, I'm going to go there. And I'm going to say there was a time that I would have been killed for even possessing a book. Even if I didn't know how to read it, just the fact that I actually had a book in my hand would get me killed. So let me just say that first. I say to read because any and Everything you want to know about is in a book. It's written down. The words are there. Just waiting for you to bring them to life by reading them. So read, 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 read. So we have 1, pay attention. 2, follow directions. 3, read. 4, and this is one of my favorites, seek out information for yourself. Seek out information for yourself, okay? Now, I have committed to telling you different ways to earn extra money, but I need you to understand that you still have to go and seek out that information for yourself. I just bring to you what I found. So make sure you read the fine print and make sure it fits for you. That's for anything. You have to seek out information for yourself. Now, me, I get information from all kinds of sources because I want to make sure I'm getting good information. And I do uncover, look, I lift up every rock because a girl needs to know. So seek out information for yourself. Do not rely on any one person to tell you everything. And I know that a lot of us will use Facebook as the gospel. It is not. So you need to seek out information for yourself. Do not believe every single thing you hear. Do not believe every single thing you see. You have to go and look for it for yourself, and understand where it comes from, which brings me to, of course, number 5. So I'm going to recap the 4. Pay attention. Follow directions. Read. Seek out information for yourself. And number 5, always consider the source. Why are they telling it to you? Why are they telling it to you? Why are they telling it to you? Yes, I said those same thing, the same exact sentence, 3 different ways. Who, why, and you. Why is it given to you? Now, when I say consider the source, I'm going to use, let's say, the cigarette industry. Of course, they're not going to tell you that, you can get lung cancer and die from smoking cigarettes. They're not going to tell you that because it's not going to benefit them to tell you that. They won't tell you that because they want you to buy their cigarettes, right? No brainer. Well, that's another reason why you have to seek out information for yourself. And then you have to consider the source. Who is telling it to you and why are they telling it to you? Because they want you to do something. Now, some people have your best interest at heart and some do not. I genuinely want to see women become the best woman, best person, and just live the most wonderful life. I have no ulterior motive for that. I just like girl power. I like for us to get it in. I like us to do it up big. And I like to be proud because we are strong, resilient, and smart. And we really should be running this mother if you really want to know the truth. But I don't want to offend my men because I have a lot of men that follow my YouTube channel. But as I was saying, I do have a lot of men that follow me. And look, guys, that I appreciate you as well. So there's no man bashing here. It's just literally about uplifting women. That's what the RoRo report is all about. But a lot of these principles and things that I talk about, men can do too. Now, back to what I was saying about the 5 rules, the RoRo rules. And they are, and I'm going to recap them again. 1, pay attention. Stay woke. 2, follow directions. Makes your life so much easier. 3, read. Read, read, read. 4, seek out information for yourself. You want to start a business? Look it up. Go buy a book. Scour the internet. I would suggest leaving Wikipedia alone, only because, well, you know, Wikipedia, anybody can write anything and it will become the gospel, even though it's not. So you could start there. It's a tool, but then you need to go somewhere else and look it up somewhere else. Then you need to cross-reference it somewhere else. You just need to keep looking until you are sure that you have correct information. Okay, so pay attention, follow directions, read, seek out information for yourself, and always consider the source. Who is telling it to you, and why are they telling it to you? And why are they telling it to you? Do they want something from you? Something to think about. So those are the RoRo rules, and this is your girl RoRo, and I am your girl. And this has been another edition of the RoRo Report.